The Master has asked that as you place your attention upon your mighty I Am presence, that not only do you put into focus your own mighty I Am presence, but you allow the expansion of your consciousness to envelop the allness of the root race that you came to earth with. Some of you, either now or in the future that will hear this recording, will be a part of the fourth root race that still remains with the earth. Some the fifth root race, and some the sixth root race. There are several who have already embodied from the seventh root race, we have been told from previous dictations. These life streams are protected and in an environment where they will not be sullied or introduced to any impurities. As you are aware of your root race, you will have revealed to your consciousness certain archetypal patterns that are a part of your own individual mastery to be gained, and of the mission which you have come to fulfill. We will greet the God and Goddess Meru.
Come to reignite within the memory that which you, beloved, are as the course of your true identity unfolding. Yes, as Manu, we understand what it means to hold to the pattern, to establish a focus of attention, to have that attention riveted throughout millenniums of time, so that the sons and daughters of God may rightly follow the course and election of their race. These races are not separate, moving in different directions from the allness of God or the other races that have come before them. Your root race has established within it the fullness of the direction and course that the earth is to take, that which is to be blessed, that which is to hold fast to a specific perfection of God. As you begin to externalize more of the perfection of your own God presence, you will take on the fullness of the patterns and blueprints as established and held in the race of your coming. You will understand the way of thinking the way of expressing through the emotions, the way that you will be about your work, your endeavors. Oh, this, beloved, is expressed from your own God presence. For within the heart of your God presence is the initiative, the design, the fabric of your identity. You have thought that the emotions coursing through you established that which you have determined by your outer mind. But when the emotions are true to form, held within harmony, the mighty I Am presence determines the vibration that will course through the emotions, will establish that river of life in accordance with the heart and the design of the mighty I Am. The thoughts that you think, for many are the collective thoughts of the mass consciousness, absorbed by contagion. But when you externalize the flame of illumination throughout your vehicle of the mind, you will take on the thoughts of your mighty I Am presence. You will have the fullness of the specificity of life as it is taught by cosmic law. You will understand what it means to have the fullness of the depth, the height, the circumference of all. There will no longer be the consideration that you must search the ends of the earth for the understanding of your life. For that understanding will be present within the mind. It will be felt through the emotions, and you will act accordingly, carrying out the divine plan of your life stream. When you love, many who have not externalized their Christhood have considered that love was an emotion, emoting that energy that would engulf another, would tie one into a sympathetic tie, holding fast to that one by the emotion. But this is not so, beloved. When one loves, it is with the heart. It is with the vehicle of wisdom, of the power of God, and of the compassion of the fullness of God, where one truly sacrifices and gives of the heart, not expecting anything in return. This allows you to truly love. When there is any expectation of return, it is not true love. The love of God that moves through you, that is given to you, this outer vehicle of expression, the mind, the emotions, the physical body, that you receive daily from your God presence, is given freely, without condition. When you determine to respond to that love, allowing for that love to be the most precious part of life for you, allowing for the fullness of the chalice of your heart to be filled to overflowing, giving back to the heart of your own God presence more than you receive. You will understand the true nature of God and the fulfilling of the cycles of life. For when you then look through your eyes, you see through the eyes of your own Holy Christ self. Your vision beholds perfection. You see the beauty in all of life. You understand what it means to have the fullness of illumination, to reveal to you those areas of life that are necessary for the enriching of your attainment and gaining of your own mastery. And many times it will not register as an aggrandizement to yourself, but it will be for the benefit of another. And this is the true mark of the Christ, the one who has loved God and received that love in return, coursing over wisdom's ray in extending of the heart. This mark of the Christ is established when you are able to stand fully vested in the garment of your own Holy Christ self, allowing for the vibration of the purity to radiate into all that you touch, holding fast to the heart of God, your own God presence. You are able to move in, through, and around the workplace, the masses, people you know and people you do not. You are able to look them in the eye and see the purity of their own Holy Christ self. You are able to register where the heart of that one desires love, and as such able to extend that love from your own heart. You are able to look away from horrific images that cause a disfiguration upon the mind of God. You do not allow them to register, nor do you allow for negative rhythms and chaos to tear away at the harmony of your emotions or vibration. For you have understood what it means to stand in the silence, to be in the harmonic flow of the heart of God. And you would not desire to have one erg of negative energy despoil or disfigure the office of your Christhood. You understand well what it means to stand in defense of the innocent and of the holy. You have the fire and the power of God to exhibit that which is the force of God in protection when it is called upon. You likewise understand when the heart must be protected by an overwhelming onrush of the fires of God in the ruby action of love, so that no thing will touch the secret chamber of the heart. This action that pours forth allows you the greatest protection of all, and you are fearless. You know from whence you have come, and you know that your destiny is the ascension, for the office of the Christ must perform its perfect work, carry out its divine plan, and then move within the ascended octaves to continue on. For this is the course of the I Am presence of each son and daughter of God. This is the election of the root races of mankind come to the earth. You are not the exception. The life streams upon earth have all come forth in the same manner, stepping forth and proclaiming I am, building vehicles of expression in each of the planes of consciousness that allow the operation of the heart of the I Am presence, not merely within the physical octave, but within the emotional octave, the mental, within earth, air, fire, water, akasha. Each of these, the I Am presence desires to know intimately, to be able to move within those realms with mastery. It is with the understanding of your Christhood that mastery comes forth, allowing for the fullness of who you truly are to step forth, dispels all fear, puts into the flame all maya and delusion, no longer allows for you to discredit your own holy Christ self by looking away, thinking one unworthy. It is only the actions and the negativity of past transgressions that is unworthy. That is able to go into the flame instantly and be no more. For the grace of God and the fullness of loving you has sent forth the violet flame, sufficient to any transmutation that may be required. There is no transgression too great that the allness of the heart of God may not consume. You, beloved, are the son and daughter of God. You came forth under the direction of the Manus. You have within you the divine blueprint and pattern, not only of your own individual mission, but that of your root race. And it has been determined by cosmic councils that the Manus will continue to step forth through these messengers to remind the sons and daughters of God of their high and holy calling. The golden age must come forth. And to do so requires the transmutation of all of the outer ego and the human consciousness that is keeping mankind from knowing the true reality of who they are. When you can step forth in the fullness of the office of the Holy Christ Self, why do you need a human ego? For it is that human ego that separates you from the mind of God. When you can bend the knee before the altar and surrender all that you think you are into the hands of your God presence, and allow for the fullness of that mind of God and the heart of God to step forth through your vehicles, you will discover that there is no human ego that can hold a candle to that which is the allness of your own God presence. The divine ego of God knows well the course of action for you to follow. Trust that the mind of God will lead you into the right footsteps to take, the right action, the right emanation of the heart will give you the clarity of vision and the understanding of the wise use of the light given unto you daily, so that you, beloved, yes, you, will be the Christ. As your own Holy Christ Self, prepared to come into incarnation, it was determined that you would have the opportunity to move within the free will election of each of these vehicles of expression. As such, mastery would be gained. You would have the attainment at the end of the day and the cycle that would be yours. It was not merely an exercise with attention to every detail by the Manus and the ascended and cosmic beings, so that you would not have the opportunity to gain that mastery for yourself. You are called upon to exercise God control over the emotions, over the mind, over the physical body. You are the one that is called upon to connect with the flame upon the altar of your heart and expand that flame so that it will weave the garment and vibration of your own Holy Christ Self, sufficient to the task of fulfilling your mission. It is you that is called upon by your own God presence to exercise the free will election to invoke the light of God. We, the Manus, have come once again to proclaim the I Am presence in the earth, and to awaken the life streams of earth to their true identity. As guardians of the Mother Flame, we, the God and Goddess Meru, stand in purity's ray, holding fast to that immaculate conception of your true identity and your return home in victory. We will continue to hold fast to the hand of God so that you will not lose your way. We will hold fast to your hand as well. Light will take you home. Hold to the light and know who you are.
On behalf of the God and Goddess Meru, we congratulate each and every one of you who have served as an open door for the entrance of the cosmic light into the earth planes via the conduit of your attention to your own I Am presence and to the root race to which you are a part. You may perhaps be aware of the power of the 3 times 3 that accompanies twin flames ascended as they triangulate with the mighty God flame of their twin flames. Only in the instance of such ascended twin flames as the God and Goddess Meru will you see the ability to release cosmic light in this manner as has been released this night. This was not an address for those merely physically in attendance or listening via the internet. This was an address that was spoken from the Manus to the God presences, to the Christ selves, and to the heart flames in embodiment, and to the heart flames of those unascended life streams between incarnations. Speaking directly to those heart flames, millions and billions of them across the face of the earth. Do not mistake to consider that unless the conscious attention was drawn to the worded release, that it has passed by. This is far from the case. For they have registered the light and the vibration. The substance of this cosmic light is lodged, radioactively blazing forth within the folds of the garments of the outer self, and will, in fullness of time, work its way through to the outer conscious awareness, where it will then be available for use by the Christ self of each one. This is the great work of the Yuga, the Manu Yuga, that must go on and go on and go on. Surely you can see this. If there is to be an awakening, it must begin with impact after impact after impact of this light that is at inner levels burning its way through the dross, consuming it by this living fire of the mind of God. For those of you who are physically present, may I say that your bodies will adjust to the fire. You won't need asbestos suspenders. You will learn to love the fire, as Zarathustra has said so long ago. You will learn to find its presence a constant comfort and companion. You will learn that fire, sacred fire, is your native habitat. And you will come to that place in your life where you will no longer wish to be without it. It will be the most precious, hallowed space. It is the native nature of your own heart and soul and being. It's just a matter of adjustment. As you accept and embrace that fire, you will find that it's fashioned into a set of winged pinions, pouring forth like angel wings that will buoy you up, carrying you in that ascension spiral, first into the full embrace of your Holy Christ self, and of course on and on into the crystal ray of the electronic body. Home at last, free at last. Please rise. Mighty Elohim, gods of the mountain, God Tabor, mighty Lord Krishna and Sophia, mighty Helios and Vesta, Devasvata, Himalaya, mighty divine director and the god and goddess Meru, mighty almighty victory, Lux, Fiat,